Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, nothing really new in Yankee land in terms of any moves to be made. Pitchers, catchers reporting in a couple of weeks there, February 14th. But there was a story that caught my eye in the New York Post and had to deal with Aaron Hicks and the Yankees, and apparently the Yankee Organization making him put down the golf clubs, as they figured maybe that contributes to the injuries he had. So figure something to dive into, and of course Aaron Hicks, one of our favorite punching bags, so why not? So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this podcast if you haven't done already, and go over to the YouTube channel, Section 420 Talkin Yankees. Dropped the latest episode there on Wednesday the 24th, and it kind of was my instant reaction to the 2024 Hall of Fame class. Again, really wasn't thrilled with it, so you get a little more of my reaction there. So make sure you subscribe and catch that episode. So this had to do with the Foul Territory podcast, which is now becoming quite a little famous. Aaron Boone was on a couple weeks ago and gave some interesting statements, and that was regarding the Yankee lineup. Well, this one had to do with guest A.J. Pierzynski, and he's the former outspoken White Sox catcher there, and he kind of put it out there that Aaron Hicks, who, I kind of knew this years ago, but I didn't really put two and two together, is an avid golfer and would compete in off-season celebrity tournaments, but wasn't competing in was last off-season, which would have been entering his final season with the New York Yankees. And again, Pierzynski put it out there that the Yankees almost forced him to stop playing golf, as they figure that contributed to the rash of injuries he's had. And again, that goes back from 2019 through 2021 with the needing Tommy John surgery on the elbow and having wrist ligament injuries and all that there. So there could be some possibility there, just, whether the Yankees kind of forced him to, or is this, a situation where Aaron Hicks kind of had a self-realization that, hey, look, this is a bad look. I keep coming back from these injuries. I can't be out there swinging golf clubs when I'm getting paid millions of dollars to swing a baseball bat there. So there could be truth to it, whether, again, I don't really know much about golf, but you don't really hear about people getting injured from golf. I mean, if you want to look back at some other, known golfers such as Lawrence Taylor, pretty much, he would golf during his whole career, and I remember every situation where he had any sort of injury that, prevented him playing football, which is, again, much more violent than baseball, even though, I know you're swinging there, but still, nevertheless. And, of course, when I go back to the infamous, George Brett, pooping his pants story there. I mean, he talks about having a tea time. Now, we don't know if that story was during the spring training when he was telling the story, or if that was during an off-season when it would be more acceptable. But, yeah, it would be safe to assume that a lot of baseball players are playing golf, whether it's during the off-season or in-season there. So I don't think that's really anything, earth-shattering. But I could just see it was probably more of a thing. Maybe Aaron Hicks just took it on himself just to say, hey, look, I'm getting paid all these millions. I haven't played in the last 2.5 seasons because I'm always hurt all the time. Maybe I'll just put down the clubs this time there. So there could be some good truth to that. Now, whether you go last offseason with the Yankees before they DFA'd him, was it a situation they were both fighting where it's like Aaron Hicks was like, no, I'm not going to give up golf. And the Yankees, yes, you are going to give up golf. And if you don't give up golf, I'm going to DFA you. I don't think that's the case. They DFA'd him because his numbers were rancid. He's had 2 extra base hits, one of them a double, and he had 1 home run, and that's it. So, the Yankees aren't going to cut a guy just because he's playing golf, because they still pay the guy millions of dollars there. So, if they felt that he could contribute to the team, they would have kept him. The fact that he wasn't contributing anymore, and even Aaron Hicks said it himself, where they were bringing guys up from the minors and giving him more playing time than even he was getting. So he knew the writing was on the wall. But again, he has no one to blame but himself. And the Yankees gave him 9 lives to try to right the ship, and it has never happened. Either he wouldn't perform well or he would be injured. Now, to his credit, he did have a good bounce back in 2023 with the Baltimore Orioles when they picked him up and had a couple of good months for them. Now, at this moment, he remains unsigned, so he's an unrestricted free agent. And you would think someone would at least offer him at least a minor league invite, the very least. I mean, again, he had a couple of good months with the Baltimore Orioles. He's still in his early 30s there, so he's not over the hill. And he could contribute to a team there, but this looks like maybe there's no one wants to touch him. And, hey, maybe it's out there that he loves golf, and he could just get injured again at some point, so no one wants to even take a flyer on him there. So I guess now he has the free time. He could play all the golf that he wants then and go enjoy himself there. Maybe he'll join the PGA Tour or something. And in other Yankee news, didn't really discuss this, much previously, but there were rumors that maybe the Yankees were kicking the tires on bringing Gio Urshela back. Now, I had no interest in that. I like Gio when he was here, but look, we got the best out of him, and now he's a couple of years older, and he had that one good time with the Yankees. It was like a 280 hitter there, but then after that, it was all downhill. Getting injured himself, but never as good a hitter anymore there. Now, he'll always be a gem with the glove. But the Yankees are already stocked with infielders. You got, Peraza, you got Oswaldo Cabrera, you have starters like Anthony Volpe in there. There's no room for the guy, and this is just go with your younger guys. You don't need to bring him in there. Again, I liked him, but they got the best out of him, and he's never going to be able to recapture anything or really add anything more than you already have. So I had no interest in bringing in Urshela. Now, apparently no one else had interest in him, at least in MLB, so he's actually going to continue his career in Japan. So signed the contract with Japanese professional baseball, and I guess he'll try to resurrect his career, and then maybe in 2025 someone will give him a contract there. And you're also hearing other rumors that possibly the Yankees might be interested in Matt Chapman, third baseman free agent there. Now, look, I would like him, and the Yankees did try to get him a couple seasons ago when he was with the Oakland A's. Ended up getting traded to the Toronto Blue Jays instead. I like him. I would take him, but I don't think there's any room for him because, right now you're looking at DJ LeMahieu as your de facto third baseman. I mean, you're paying DJ $15 million. He is still DJ LeMahieu. You got to give him his playing time. You got to give him his at-bat. So if you put Chapman at third, then what do you do with DJ? Now, I know DJ once in a while spells Anthony Rizzo at first base there to give him a day off. And, of course, DJ is really, a natural second baseman, so he'll play second base once in a while. But the majority of the time he's going to go to Gleyber Torres at second base. So, again, where does that put DJ? And, of course, you can't DH DJ because that DH spot using for Stanton, who's probably not going to play the field at all. So, as much as I would like Matt Chapman, and maybe I'll take Matt Chapman over DJ, there's no room for him right now. So the only way there would be if the Yankees have some sort of plan B to either move Gleyber, which he's in his last year of his contract, and again he's a second baseman that produces, puts up numbers, so someone might have interest in him. So you could possibly move him at some point, but we're just a couple weeks away from pitches and catches reporting. I think if you were going to make a move to ship out Gleyber, they would have done it already. So I don't see that happening right now. Now, can that happen mid-season? Very well could happen. I would definitely could see him package to try to get, maybe if the Yankees are desperate for a starting pitcher or maybe like a top flight reliever, that could be a possibility. But at this point, I don't see them moving out Gleyber Torres. So if that's the case, then you're not paying DJ LeMahieu $15 million just to kind of spend half his time on the bench there. So that's not happening. So if you had any high hopes of Matt Chapman coming, I just don't see it. I like him here. Just there's no room for the guy because Yankees pretty much have all the infield spots on lock right now. So don't get your hopes high there on Chapman. So that's the episode. Nothing new to report, but again, figured, look at the Aaron Hicks golf story there. And again, now he's free, so he could go to the miniature golf course where he could go putt there. So you knock the ball off the little barn there and goes right in the hole there. Have a good time, Aaron Hicks. Catch you next time.